Understand that no negative thought is natural for you. They are all implanted, or manipulated into your consciousness through beings feeding from your energy. Those of you who wake up screaming at night time, you are being attacked in the astral plane to lower your frequency. These parasites are becoming desperate now because they realize their end is near. There is your news, which is now called fear porn, which causes negative emotional reactions partially because you are seeing fearful events, and partially because they are lying to you. And your television shows, again, all lies, or they are dramas which your adrenaline reacts to in fear. Have you noticed the increase in violent movies, scary movies, and conflict movies in the last few decades? This is all to create Loosh. There is the polluted state of the air that you breathe, the water you drink, and the garbage upon the land. This is their preferred way of life, this level of corruption. However, they know that you will not thrive in such an atmosphere which will keep you producing Loosh, so they continue to force you to create it. Extraterrestrials do not live on unhealthy planets. The planets are in balance, and so are the ETS upon it. And we do not create Loosh. We see politicians inciting anger in their listeners by saying that other politicians should be punched, and praising the rioters who have pillaged many of your cities. This is all to create Loosh. Love of the negative is thinly disguised hatred. This is the world stage we are speaking of. Now let us go into the individual arena of interaction. This might be a 3-part video. LOL. Ivo, so be it, my love. Interpersonal conflict. Ivo, how is Loosh created within interpersonal interaction? How many children have been abused? How many women have been raped? How many men have worked and struggled at their jobs? How many relationships are truly monogamous? How many people have had failing grades at school? Have they ever considered allowing everyone to pass and then letting the children pick the courses they excel at instead of failing them in certain subjects but expecting them to continue to learn? No. It is the nature of duality that positive and negative coexist. And you all have the free will to choose which polarity you wish to ascend through, bearing in mind that negativity can only rise to the 6th dimension. However, your planet has been overtaken by beings who needed a fuel source. And they have created a system for all of you that keeps you trapped in lower vibrational frequencies and makes use of your electromagnetic abilities. They have done this so that they could live, but you are only existing and you do not even realize it. They have limited your power by lying to you and keeping you from knowing the truth. As Sheran has mentioned, her family was a microcosm of the macrocosm of the Matrix. In her interpersonal relationships, Matrix values of disempowerment, power over others, greed, selfishness, lying, wrath, envy, pride, irresponsibility, blaming, control, manipulation, attacking, aggression and more, were acted out between the members of her family. And this goes on all across this world. How do you react when somebody yells at you? You become angry, most likely. Also, as we have told you, the conditioned responses that you experience to stimulus such as this, are only learned responses and can be unlearned. Why should they be unlearned? Because a response of a higher frequency would not create Loosh. A response of higher frequency would unleash you from the matrix system of control. That is why. When you see a car accident across the street, how do you react? You are shocked and feel badly for the persons. You may feel pity, which is also a low-frequency reaction which creates Loosh. Yes. When you are splitting up a relationship, what happens? You generally are experiencing many negative emotions. You are upset, indignant, feel betrayed, are perplexed, feel stunned, feel hatred. Why do you think so many relationships break up at this lower frequency? Because you are not at your normal frequency, as a matter of fact, well below it. And when a breakup is announced, it attracts the demonic entities who do their best to fuel the fire of hatred between the two parties, in order that they may have roast beef tonight instead of hamburger. You are being manipulated. All the time. Daily. These are entities feeding off of your emotions. Give them indigestion. Send all love, especially those you declare to be your enemies. You are told death is to be a time of mourning. Why? The soul has been freed and is going on to new pursuits. Yes, you feel the loss of those left behind. How long will they be left behind for? If you were capable of it, you would understand that those who have died only have left their physical bodies behind, they have not been annihilated, and if you were capable you would still be able to interact with them. Why do you think this has been kept from you? Why do you think that this trick has been played upon you? For the Loosh, that is why. When someone dies, pray that they rest in peace and release them with love. Love is your only freedom. Then do your shadow work, understanding that those who stay stuck in mourning for their lost loved ones are not doing the work. Moving on is possible. Energy vampires. The energy vampire is a being that is native to low-frequency worlds of demonic infestation. This unfortunate being is close themselves to becoming detached from the God source. Yes, indeed. The energy vampire exists by replenishing themselves in the same way that the unseen demonics do, by stealing energy from those with a better God source connection. Higher dimensionals are often attracting these people, and need to be very wary of who is stealing their energy. How is this done on planet Earth? Obviously by replicating the same behaviors that the demonics instill within you through your system, and by remaining at a low level of frequency. Sheran and I have written articles about energy vampires, and we have noted many behaviors that are typical of your power over others' system of beliefs, that the energy vampires indulge in order to steal your energy. When you feel your good vibration sink to one of a lower frequency, in other words when you go from being happy to being angry, when you go from feeling positive to feeling guilty, when you go from feeling peaceful to feeling shameful, when you go from feeling well to feeling badly, you are at the mercy of an energy vampire. You need not be in contact with any other person. Energy vampires can cord to your energy body and take energy whenever they feel the need. That is why clearing cords daily is a good energetic maintenance. If the face of someone you are not thinking of suddenly pops into your mind's eye, you may well be a victim of their energetic theft. This may be your light body warning you that it is being tampered with. Why would it not warn you when your life energy is being depleted? Death may not be imminent, but prolonged theft of your energy by many vampires can and has led to early demise of a life. All humans are connected by energy cords. On worlds where interaction is always loving and positive, this is not a problem. On Terra, where energy is low and people need to steal energy just to stay alive, theft of energy is a problem. In the same way you experience that there is not enough money to go around, you also experience subconsciously that there is not enough energy to go around. The reason energy vampires exist is because their demonic attachments are draining them of energy and having them go to hunt for more. Yes, demonic. Not very pleasant, Sheran. These demonic attachments can simply switch hosts at will. They usually have no inclination to stay with one person or another, although they are known to stay with certain families, and these families are manipulated throughout the centuries to provide the best feed for their parasitic guests as possible. Sheran's family was such a case. I could see my mother's eyes later in life. They were very dim, not very bright at all. The spark was going out. She played host to my father's vampirism of her energy all her life. Thing is, she said he wasn't bad when she married him, but he got worse later on, becoming more violent, and that was probably because her own energy was depleting. The more she had children and life's responsibilities stacked up on someone who was emotionally incapable of dealing with them, the more depleted she was and the worse he became, becoming more and more tyrannical in order to extract energy from his family. Yes, I grew up in a home of energy vampires. To his credit, my father turned to spirituality when he was around 40 years old. Ivo, energy vampires do all they can to create negative reactions in others. That is the way they extract low-frequency energy from you to feed their own parasites. Most people are being used to that end. The exceptions are the ones who have completely freed themselves from attachments, whose energy is of fifth-dimensional unity frequency, who do good energetic maintenance and who assert themselves with others who seek to manipulate, dominate, and control them. They are protecting their energy from theft. If someone is controlling you, making you afraid of them, you are with a vampire. This vampire has attachments who demand this for their food source, so they will not just stop it someday. So stop hoping for this. This is denial. If someone lies to you in order to get favors, if someone manipulates you to make you feel guilty, if someone flatters you, they are doing this to get energy. How can someone get your energy when they flatter you? They are trying to make you feel uncomfortable, and it works. I just agree with them. Ivo, and that will not net them their prize, my love. You are not giving energy away when you refuse to feel unworthy of their praise. Most people are unconscious of their behavior enough to allow this to continue. See Sheran's list of 365 useless behaviors on our website to show you how you are vampiring energy from others and how your own energy is being kept low by your own attachments. Barry Littleton has a lot of info on his channel about negative attachments, clearing negative attachments, clearing negative energy in the body and more, so I'll link it below. Ivo, the deliberateness of a God-conscious being is generally not to be found on earth because of the fact that your energy, your life energy, is being sapped from you constantly. Possession is real. This is possession of a human host by a virulent energetic being who wishes full control over the host. The behavior is labeled as inhumane, and it is because the overtaking entity is not human in nature. Most people are possessed to a certain extent. From childhood on, these vampiric entities seek those incapable of fighting them off in order to infest and manipulate in order to get them their fuel. The more emotionally damaged the host, the better a host for these entities. As the insidious dysfunctionality of matrix life begins to impress upon the soul of the small child, the soul will either split or otherwise show signs of dysfunction itself, thus weakening the light body to allow parasites to enter. Shadow work must be done in order to right unhealthy thinking and emotions, and to reintegrate a split soul. Often, higher connection is reintegrated with this work. The soul can be found in the parts of yourself you cast out in order to fit into this world. As you see from the state of your world right now, this problem is rampant. I cannot understate the immediate need of Earth's people to take action. These are the true enemy of life on Earth, and what happens on your planet is only a manifestation of their manipulation and your adherence to their pathological belief system. Loosh is being created at a global, societal, interpersonal, and personal level for all of you. All you need do is to stop feeding the devil by refusing to buy into the idea that negativity is normal for you. It is not. Negativity can be unlearned. Your negative belief systems, your negative way of interacting, your propensity for attacking others, your belief in separation, your belief that if you harm another, you will not be harmed, are all incorrect. I said that the human is an electromagnetic energy that attracts the same as it emits, so to harm another is to ultimately harm yourself as well. Life seeks balance, and it does so within you. Demonics seek to imbalance because that is their nature and the way they acquire their energy from you. The fact is, your societal structures are created in order to facilitate the existence of the energy vampire and the depletion of your energy through its theft. Your societies are created upon structures that allow for this vampirism of your energies and are led by the biggest vampires themselves. Understand as well that if you are connected to those whose lives are fraught with difficulties, it is because they are being manipulated for Loosh. Your energy cord to them becomes the exchanger of Loosh for your good energy when these upset people come to you for consolation. You are in a three-way interaction, between you, the person and their demonic attachments who are manipulating them to get to you. Be very careful of those you continually help, and be sure to cut cords afterwards.